Only in New York, kids. Imagine this. It's 2 a.m. You're wandering Times Square after a Broadway show. Okay, fine, a Billy Joel concert. And suddenly the aroma of fried... something hits you. You turn the corner and bam! There's a guy in a hairnet flipping what can only be described as a mystery meat pancake. Is it edible? Who knows? But hey, that's the beauty of NYC street food. It's an adventure for your taste buds and a crash course in local culture, all rolled into one greasy, delicious package. This city has everything from the classics to the downright bizarre. We're talking food so unique, so unexpected, that you'll be laughing, crying, and begging for more all at the same time. And the best part? You don't need a reservation at some fancy pants restaurant. All you need is a fistful of dollars and a sense of adventure. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to embark on a culinary journey through the wild, wacky, and wonderful world of NYC street eats. Let's start with the classics, shall we? I'm talking about the holy trinity of NYC street food, hot dogs, pretzels, and bagels. Now, I know what you're thinking, Tina. Those are so basic. Where's the fun in that? But trust me, my friends, even these old standbys can be hilarious when you're dealing with the characters you find on the streets of New York. First up, the humble hot dog, a true New York icon, right up there with the Empire State Building. Now, there's an art to ordering a hot dog in this city. You gotta be quick, you gotta be assertive, and you gotta know your lingo. Mustard, relish, sauerkraut, onions. It's like a culinary game of Mad Libs. Then there's the pretzel. Big, doughy, and covered in enough salt to make a cardiologist cry. The NYC pretzel is not for the faint of heart. And finally, we have the bagel. Bagels in New York are serious business. Ah, the halal cart. A beacon of hope for hungry New Yorkers on a budget. For those unfamiliar, imagine a magical place where you can get a mountain of rice, meat, and mysterious white sauce for less than the price of a subway ride. It's basically a culinary unicorn, except instead of rainbows and glitter, it's filled with lamb gyro and hot sauce that could melt steel. One bite of that chicken over rice, and I was hooked. The meat was tender, the rice was perfectly fluffy, and the white sauce... Don't even get me started on the white sauce. It's like the culinary equivalent of a warm hug, but with a little bit of a kick. Just be sure to bring cash, because these culinary wizards don't take plastic. And whatever you do, don't ask for a fork. Next up on our culinary adventure, empanadas. These little pockets of joy are like the culinary equivalent of a surprise party in your mouth. You never know exactly what you're gonna get, but it's always guaranteed to be delicious, or at least interesting. From savory fillings like spicy beef and chicken to sweet treats like guava and cheese, there's an empanada out there for everyone. Now, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with empanadas. On the one hand, they're delicious, like seriously, ridiculously delicious, but on the other hand, they're also incredibly messy. One bite and you're guaranteed to end up with crumbs all over your shirt, your pants, and probably your hair. But hey, that's all part of the fun, right? Besides, a little bit of grease never hurt anyone. And trust me, the taste of a perfectly cooked empanada is worth a little bit of laundry detergent. Just be prepared for anything. Now, let's talk about a true New York City enigma, the $1 pizza slice. This, my friends, is a phenomenon that has baffled tourists and mathematicians alike for decades. How can they sell a slice of pizza for $1 and still stay in business? Is it some kind of elaborate tax scam? Are they laundering money through pizza ovens? Or is it just a culinary miracle sent from the heavens to satisfy our late-night cravings without breaking the bank? Honestly, I have no idea, but I'm not complaining. As far as I'm concerned, the $1 pizza slice is proof that there is still some good left in this world. Sure, it might not be the most gourmet pizza you've ever had, but hey, it's $1. What more could you ask for? Okay, folks, buckle up, because we're about to enter the twilight zone of NYC street food, the exotic eats. This is where things get really interesting, and by interesting, I mean potentially terrifying. We're talking about food so unique, so unexpected, that it makes a cronut look like a plain bagel. First up on our culinary safari, the ramen burger. Yes, you read that right. It's a burger, but instead of a bun, it's held together by 2 fried discs of ramen noodles. Is it genius? Is it madness? Honestly, it's probably a little bit of both. But you know what? I kinda love it. It's like the culinary equivalent of a fever dream, but in the best way possible. Then there's the pickleback shot, which is exactly what it sounds like. A shot of whiskey, chased with a shot of pickle brine. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this one is not for the faint of heart. It's salty, it's sour, and it'll make your face pucker up like you just sucked on a lemon. But hey, if you're looking for a way to impress your friends, or at least gross them out, the pickleback shot is the way to go. Now let's talk about the gourmet side of NYC street food, the food trucks. These mobile kitchens on wheels are like restaurants on the go, serving up everything from lobster rolls to Korean tacos to artisanal grilled cheese sandwiches. It's like a culinary choose-your-own-adventure, except instead of flipping pages, you're chasing down food trucks on the streets of New York City. And the best part? These ain't your mama's food trucks. We're talking about serious culinary talent here, folks. Chefs who could be running their own restaurants, but instead, they're choosing to sling gourmet grub from the back of a truck. Why? Because they're rebels, that's why. And because they know that the best way to experience a city is through its food. So, what kind of culinary delights can you expect to find at a NYC food truck? Well, pretty much anything your heart or stomach desires. Just be sure to follow your favorite trucks on social media because they're constantly on the move. And whatever you do, don't be afraid to try something new. All right, folks, we've made it to the best part of any culinary adventure dessert. Because let's face it, no matter how much savory food you stuff your face with, there's always room for something sweet. And luckily for us, NYC street food does not disappoint in the dessert department. First up, we have the classic New York City cheesecake. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tina, cheesecake isn't exactly street food. And you're right, it's not. But hear me out. There are certain street vendors in this city who have elevated cheesecake to an art form. They're baking them fresh on the spot, with creamy, dreamy fillings and toppings that will make your taste buds sing. Then there's the churro, which is basically a Spanish-style donut, but way more fun to say. These crispy, cinnamon sugar-coated sticks of fried dough are the perfect way to satisfy your sweet tooth after a long day of exploring the city. So there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of the wild, wacky, and wonderful world of NYC street eats. From the classic hot dog to the exotic durian fruit, we've covered it all, and probably gained a few pounds in the process. But now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. The awards ceremony. That's right. It's time to hand out some highly coveted and completely made-up awards to the best of the best in NYC street food. And the award for most likely to give you heartburn, but in a good way, goes to the halal cart chicken over rice. Next up, the award for best use of $1 goes to the $1 pizza slice. And finally, the award for most likely to make you question your life choices goes to the durian fruit.